Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. First time actually playing Planescape Torment. Did a try before, but this time we're really gonna go for it. Okay.
I'm gone.
How do I rename the save? Whatever. Okay. Let's see. Psst, some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses on the dead book than necessary, especially the Fems. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. Yeah, who are these caretakers? They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die sooner better than later. Well, that seems parroted nowadays, I suppose. I'm confused. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's got to die sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? I mean, sure, why not? What? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead chits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Chief, they're dead, we're dead. See where I'm going? Oh, good grief. Seriously? Alright. Not dead. Well, alright. You might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of those fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Mort starts clacking his teeth, as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers might have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Alright. To speak to a party member, press left trigger, then select talk. Alright. Second, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Use it to keep track of your movements. Alright. Hang on a second. I'm trying to add display capture. Nope, not display capture. Add Okay, leave them alone. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight, crabbed script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms, contact the scribe on duty, and notify him that a contracted shell is to be raised. There's a lot of lingo going on. Be certain that shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor and do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells to the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until an initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following the list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Convenient. The page about us has been cut out. Well, I don't think I'm going to need that, so. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. I was going to speak with the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with Dusty's should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we leave this place, the quicker we give this place the laugh, the bit. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill. But I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? There is a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one, no more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment, for you have forgotten, have you not? As always, the question and the wrong question. As always, he bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Dahl. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Dahl.
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Very well. What do you wish to know? Dahl snorts in contempt as he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you.
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dahl breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal, Farad, was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farad? He is a collector of the dead. Dahl draws a ragged breath, then continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of the true death, and bring them to us so that they may be entered properly. If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farid finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. A slight warning creeps into Dahl's tone. Do not seek out Farid, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser and Farid a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery.
Updated my journal.
Dahl is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Farid lairs at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where to find him. There are some I respect, Restless One. Dahl takes a ragged breath and steadies himself. Farid is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. A knight of the post, Dahl coughs, a thief. All Farid brings to our walls comes stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farid takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did Farid take anything from me? Dahl pauses, considering. Most likely you are missing. You are you, most most likely. Are you missing anything, especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farid would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give him his greedy mind a pause. A journal? If it was any value, then it is likely it lies in Farid's hands. He's in the hive. Uh, Maybe I'll ask another question. This is the mortuary, obviously. Can you tell me how to get out of here? He might know that. He probably doesn't. Do you know who I am? I already asked him that. What do you do here? You sound ill. Are you not well? Sure, let's be nice. I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dahl gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no wonders for one such as I. I do not wish to live forever, nor live again. I could not bear it. Okay, let's ask him if I can get out of here. The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than dustmen pass. Dahl breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely that he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see. I had some other questions. I think we're done here. Okay. So, what's this? These barrels contain a murky liquid. It smells like a cross between vinegar and formaldehyde. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he's died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it is serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the texts, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You are suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean, as if with a knife, so you suspect the page was removed on purpose. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Note: to read notes, books, or scrolls, place them in your inventory, then highlight them and press X to bring up the information panel. Okay. Inventory. This ragged page looks like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight, crabbed script. 16-537. Fifth night. Drunk. Chest wound. Cause of death: mauling. Abishai. Collector. Pox. 3 common paid. No possessions. Am I going to be mentioned on the last one? Indeterminable. Age of Shell prevents identification. Collector. Ferret. 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It is a strange marking like those on contracted worker number 79. As with the previous entries, these shells Farid has brought also show signs of having been prepared. I have asked that Initiate Emmerich launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16-542 is one of Farid's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. 16-542. Cause of death / marks discoloration consistent with rod ghoul claws. Collector Farid. No possessions. Stripped. Knife marks evident from dissection. Scarred shell, desiccated corpse, cause of death indeterminable, age of shell prevents identification, Farid, 3 commons, possessions, stripped, knife marks evident. Okay, so I mean I'm assuming this page goes with that book, but what's the point of having it and reading it? I don't know. Elvine. Okay, I'm going to delete the save because I don't like the way it's named. And I'm going to create a new save called main. Done. Okay. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. The woman makes no response.
Updated my journal.
The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow, with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation, and she frowns at you. She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You, she clacks her taloned fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Avine. Go, go, go. I have a quest. Thread and embalming fluid.
Updated my journal.
She turns away. She makes no sign to have heard you. I think the dusty chit might be a bit short of hearing. Chief, let's lay off, shall we? She's a tiefling, Chief. They got a dash of fiend blood running in their veins, usually caused some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with some demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head, and usually addled looking too. Okay. Ooh. Alright, so in the other enhanced editions in Baldur's Gate and such, there was a way to turn on X's multi-select. I don't know what that means. There was a way to turn on like highlighted things so you could like see everything that was interactable. So I guess that's not in here. I don't see that as an option. There's the embalming fluid. Fantastic. More. I don't know how many I need. Suppose I'll just take them. The container is locked.
Forced it.
Copper earring. Found the copper earring that the journal was talking about. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. If you are ever capable of examining an object further, or performing an action on the object outside of the world screen, a Use button will appear for an object on this examine screen. This button allows you to manipulate it through a dialog screen. If you wish to examine the grooves on the earring further, select the Use window below. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't yet. Okay, let's examine the grooves. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Alright. Didn't find thread yet, but I feel like I've made a little bit of progress, and I am kind of obsessive, so let's save again. I need a key. Alright. Well, shoot. Table's fresh. There's a door, or a stairway. It's a big old area down here, okay. Well, stairs it is then. Maybe I'll find some thread.
Done.
Done. Done, done, done. There's a dust man. Don't want to go near him, I don't think. No, stay away, I don't want to talk to you. No! Why are they here? I don't want to talk to them. Junk. Perfect, I love junk. Give me the junk. What is this guy? Zombie worker. No! Stay away! Mortuary Saint. Whoa! Is this the sanctum?
All right.
Oh. powerful. There's 3 different buttons that bring up menus. That's going to confuse me for a while. This is junk on the ground. Cleaning rags, bandages. Cleaning rags. This damp mass of rags looks like it's been used to mop up blood and other less savory body fluids. My goodness, what was even the point of coming in here? Why did I need a key? The especially ghastly looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her had to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can still see a line of crooked yellowed teeth through the opening slit that remains. The number 891 has been carved into the flesh in her brow. uh, you see the way she was looking at me? Huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? Are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Wanted you to go away. I think you're imagining things. She's a zombie. I think you and your imagination need some time away from each other. Some stupid bobbing head with a big... yeah, sure. You? Yeah, right. Trust me. Chits beyond the grave don't care about all that physicality. And I've got a body. And I'm all scarred and tough looking. They want guys with spirit. That's me, Chief. You corpses like you are as common as copper. Ugh. Is there nothing in here? Okay, so I guess I need to be in here anyway for more. Maybe I'll find thread. I don't think I searched these. Charcoal charm. Alright. Charcoal charm. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger, bone, or a talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use the charm, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground to powder. Then the charcoal dust is rubbed all over the heart of the user. Good grief. Resistance to fire, resistance to magical fire. Alright. Well, save that. Let's go see if we can't just explore some sort of way without getting chased.
Done.
More junk. Okay. It says X is multi-select, but I don't know what that means. So, okay. Iron pry bar. Okay. Dust man request. I'm gonna have to read that. Container is locked.
Forced it.
Bro, I got money already? Oh, well, yeah, we rich, boy. Living it up. Alright, let's save and then read this thing. So, inventory. Alright. A note written on scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circle pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that Worker 42 exhibited the same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow of the skeleton's age, may have caused the mage animating him to decay. The magic. Oh. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Alright, am I worker 42? Probably not. Okay. So I have protection from fire, and there's a huge fire over there. I'm just gonna go talk to one of these guys. Screw it. The Dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you are not lost, what is your business here? I awoke on one of the slabs in your preparation room. I was here for an interment. Interment? Interment. Okay, but there seems to have been a mistake. Do you speak in jest? Perhaps you would like to share it with the guards? The Dustman takes a step back. She looks like she is about to summon the guards. Uh... You are not fast enough, and the Dustman dodges as you lunge for her, taking a step back. She claps her hands together sharply 3 times in response to greet an iron bell starts rolling throughout the mortuary.
Damn.
Well, that was easy. I don't know that I should be doing this. Is he still an enemy?
Damn.
Okay, well I don't really want to kill everything here, so. Oof. Zoom out there, Big Daddy. Okay. What have I
I'm
not
gone.
explored in here? Where am I supposed to be going? Yes! Well, I got that at least. Oh. Wait, what? No! Go away. Ugh! Not fast enough.
Done.
We lose interest pretty easily, huh? Okay. What does Iveen have to tell me? If anything at all. You see Iveen. She's still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of the talons reminds you of something, but you can't quite recall what. Watch her. Study the motions of her hands.
Updated my journal.
As you study the motion of Iveen's hands, you feel a pricking along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring, until you are standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Oh, wait. So 42 is wandering around in a circle because I put something inside it. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does, the vision fades, until you are watching Ivine's hands make their stitching motions once more. You have regained a memory. Memories can give additional experience points, skills, and may even lead you to gain something else of value later on. Okay, so which one is 42? She turns, sees you, then frowns. Dumb zombies. She clacks her taloned fingers together impatiently, then makes a stitching motion with her fingers. Find thread and embalming fluid. Bring here to Ivine.
Updated my journal.
Without missing a beat, Ivine snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. Within minutes, she is finished. She then clicks her talons, then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. Uh, okay. Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together, or? As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Humph. Who write on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies. Not paintings. She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape, many scars, no preserves. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up.
Updated my journal.
Max HP +1. Cool. The sensation is curiously painless as Ivine begins to stitch up your scars. She is done. When she is done, she sniffs you, frowns, then stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. Ivine puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, then makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done. Go, go. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, let's save after that.
Done.
Okay. Um, so I have a memory of me putting something into Zombie 42. Let's try and find Zombie 42. 257. It said that it was wandering in circles, so that'd probably be a good tell. And the one that was just standing in the room with the pages was 1664. So I don't know that I would even notice a zombie spinning in circles, but we can sure walk around and look for some. The corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers toward the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it halts and stares at you. Looks like someone forgot to tell this sod to stop walking the rule of threes. These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him.
Updated my journal.
Well, the rule of threes is one of those laws about the planes, about things tending to happen in threes, where everything's composed of three parts, where there's always three choices, and so on and so forth. It's a load of wash if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you are going to find plenty of coincidences. I see. Before you said someone put this corpse to a task and forgot to tell them to stop. Who gives these corpses the tasks? It's the mortuary people, the dustmen. Yeah, let's examine him. This corpse is lumbering along a triangular path, so why are you walking in a triangle? The corpse stares at you blankly. Okay, well, there's at least one just wandering. That's something. $594, not quite 64 or whatever it was, 42. A system of rails is running through the whole room. It looks like the slabs in the room can be moved around on these rails. Neat. This is the female zombie. 891. Okay. There's nothing in here. So, next floor. We'll spend a little more time here on this floor looking for zombie 64, I suppose. Look at the map. Southern storage room. Come on. Second level. Crematorium. Northern storage room. So this is like the top floor, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I just saved, so let's go to my inventory and use the charcoal charm. Good grief, that was loud. I now have fire resistance. I don't seem to be taking damage from just doing this anyway, so it's probably a waste. So let's load and just walk in anyway. Nothing. It's not a thing path.
All right.
Looks like I missed exploring this area before somehow.
Forced it.
Corpse fly, bone, more money. Blood clot. Nothing. Dustman embalming charm lesser. Mortuary task list. That could be useful. The strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature. Then, while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within this item spreads throughout the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping to seal minor tears in the skin. This seems this item will work on either you or Mort. Simply place it in your quick item slot, then use it to form the quick menu. Embalming, minor, 3 charges. Okay. When cast, the target gains +2 to 8 temporary hit points and a temporary bonus +1 AC for a half hour. In quotes for some reason. Someone has penned a series of tasks in red ink on the scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily. At the end of each work shift, when the new initiates come on duty, we have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation rooms and free up more contracted workers for their other duties. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and be made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shelves for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of the embalming fluid. I am running out of inventory space. I would like to not run out of inventory space. Alright. This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Dude, let's take the parchment, man. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Okay. Uh, this skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of action, either because of... Sorry about taking the parchment, but I doubt you would have delivered it anytime soon. Wonder if this graybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. I don't think he's in any position to object. Something tells me you would be twice as annoying. Oh, geezer, old feller. Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'd need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. Okay. Another note. This rolled up piece of parchment appears to be some sort of message the skeleton in the mortuary was supposed to deliver. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated. An unreadable signature has been scrawled beneath the message. Is this just to explain to me how the pry bar works? The iron pry bar can be used to pry open doors, chests, and even the occasional reluctant ribcage. It also makes a good bludgeoning weapon. To use the pry bar on a forced locked door or chest, select it as a weapon, then attack the container or door you wish to pry open. Although the pry bar is specifically intended for such use, You can attempt to bash open a container or door with any weapon, including your fists. Usable by fighters and thieves. Proficiency clubs. 1 to 6 crushing. I currently have a scalpel. 1 to 3 piercing. Wheelp. Just go ahead and have that, I guess. And can I put on this earring? Does it matter? I have an eyeball. It's seen better days. Can I put the note back? Ah, alright. Did that make them leave me alone then? Nope. 310. 832. 789. Okay. Corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all the various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. A number 79 has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. The fanged circle is the charm that I have. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it's some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves on this copper earring I have.
Updated my journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it is too far gone to answer any of your questions. Alright. Found a strange fanged circular symbol on the forehead of zombie number 79. Just looking at the symbol reminded me of the ancient copper earring I got from the southeast preparation room. Perhaps the two are connected. Perhaps they are, but does it matter? I don't know. I'm going to save real quick and see if I can use it. Okay, inventory. Let's take this, put it here. A's use, that's what I pushed. So that just does nothing. I have it equipped and it does nothing. 679. This must be a female zombie. 1221. have to ask why the smock. I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. How about the skeleton mort? Will it do as a body? Needs a fresher one. Okay. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps, woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Try to pry out the skeleton's joint bolts. Why? Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding the bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these fellows, you know? Oh, it's not a problem. Or it does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Um, eh. Okay, so none of these guys are 64. Is that actually important, or is this just like flavor stuff? And how in the world
What's up?
I'm gone.
do I get to the first floor? I feel like I'm done here. I just can't imagine there's anything else to really explore in here. So
Done.
southeast preparation room, stairs up and down, northeast preparation room, receiving room, stairs up and down, southeast preparation room. What? This gate looks sealed shut. There is no lock or means of opening it. Already done talking to her. I've already read the book that I left in this cabinet. Oh my god. I must be completely retarded. And that's a fair assessment. Okay. And the dustman again. You see a stern-looking man in black robes. He is glaring at you suspiciously. You, state your business. I seem to have gotten turned around in these halls. Are there any guides around who can direct visitors? My business is my own. You would do well to mind your own affairs, Dustman. Lean in as if to whisper something to him, then snap his neck. My only business is that I am bound for the exit. You are not fast enough. He dodges. Ugh. 418. Why was this an autosave? Let's just load the one that I know what it is. So time we can be a bit quicker about going downstairs. Now that we know about it.
All right.
Ugh. Okay. This side's a little less hostile. Take the tome from his hands carefully. You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams, charts, and detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must have been extremely strong. This doddering corpse. Tome of Bone and Ash. Does it say weight? 5, okay. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is a section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armoring enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Okay. Uh,
I'm gone.
Guess we'll just make sure we keep that. And let's wander down, 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 down. Is that Claptrap? Metallic blue tapestries are tuned. Whoa, look at this guy. Yeah, those must be the things. Central chamber. $10.41. Goodbye, Mr. Dustman. I don't want to talk to you. Please don't come find me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Soago? He doesn't care that I'm here. Why doesn't he care? You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he has been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought, he doesn't even notice you.
Updated my journal.
Greetings, the man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes are bloodshot, so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Soigo. How may I? He suddenly seems to notice your scars, and the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, Sirrah. Are you lost? Yes, no, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I'm merely looking for the exit. I do not recall admitting you, Soigo. Looks at you suspiciously, and his eyes gleam red in the light of the torches. May I ask what you are doing here? I was here for an internment earlier, paying my respects. I'm ready to leave, and I seem to have gotten turned around. Can you help me find the exit? I awoke on one of the slabs in your preparation room. Lean in, whisper to him, and then snap his neck. Okay, well he might actually work because he's so out of it, but let's just see what he says to this. Soego nods, and the corner of his mouth twitches. Why, of course. These halls can be confusing to visitors. No harm done. But you are not permitted here in the mortuary after 9 bells. Let me open the front gate for you. Okay, so he's opened the front door, so that's cool. But we'd really like to find the number 64 corpse if possible. Very well, the front gate is now unlocked. But you cannot re-enter. Can I ask you some questions before I leave? If I may ask, are you alright? You look tired. Do you know someone named Farad? I'm missing a journal. Have you seen one? No, I have not. Okay. Farad. Farad, of course I know him. He frowns, his eyes gleam red. A ghoulish man. No respect for the dead, and even less for the living. He is a scavenger, a collector. He's in the hive, right? I mean, is he going to tell me anything more specific? The slums outside the mortuary, but I do not know exactly where. Some of the other collectors may know if they'll talk to you. And then I'll ask him about him. Soego manages a weak smile, and the corners of his mouth twitch slightly. I have recently taken ill. Minor fevers, nothing more. Sometimes they make sleep difficult. No, no, thank you for your concern. I will endure. He frowns slightly. Was there something else you wanted? Nope. Thank you for opening the door, my friend. Very helpful. Just go ahead and maintain the pursuit for Zombie 64. You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair, and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly, and her eyes flicker.
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
Oof. Oof. The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name, Dayanara, must evoke some memory within you. I think I feel the stirrings of a memory. Tell me more. Perhaps the words shall chase the shadows of my mind. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Can you tell me where? I need to escape this place. Nothing now, Diana. You are one blessed and cursed, my love, and you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. I cannot. She suddenly freezes, and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As Dayanara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
And you know Dayanara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. Note: you have remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access this ability, select the Special Abilities button in the Quick menu. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on a party member who's removed from your party while they are dead. Interesting. Hopefully I'll remember that. What is it you wish to know? Who are you? Can you tell me who I am? Can you tell me where I am? I need to escape this place. Can you help me? I'm pretty sure I asked her who she was already. Yeah, okay. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love, and what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. Whatever you can possibly say that would be of any what oof. And what is your sight? What is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and Dayanara grows quiet. Why are you suddenly silent? Has your ranting tired you? What is it? What do you see? I have no interest in visions. I see what lies ahead of you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. I find it hard to believe that a woman I once loved would blackmail promises from me with the promise of revelations. Have you no faith in me, Dayanara? The price of such a promise is too high. I will make no such promise, Spectre. I will do what I can. I swear I will find some means to save you or join you. Kinda want to pick one. Because it's like... not... I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive, and be immortal no longer. I know that you must die, while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Updated my journal.
That was more important than her reading it for me. I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do not believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. Well, I already didn't know that really, so you told me. That's cool. I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. I think I'm done talking
I
to
shall
her.
wait for you in Death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with the ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know what that spirit was? Spirit? You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mort looks around excited. What did she look like? No. You just kind of drifted out there for a bit. Okay. So what is this place then? This looks like a large tomb. The marble surface gives it a rather elegant look. Oh, she's back. Crazy. The plague on the beer says, "Here lies Dianara." She's like, what? What? Why is she so important to this place? Oh boy. I don't like that. What is that? Okay. Well, I gained a lot of experience there. I don't know how much experience it takes to level up, but apparently I can level up. Maybe. Let's save the game. No. Okay. Alright. XP, experience, biography, information, reform party. I feel like I've woken up inside someone's dream, whatever, something. I need to figure out who I am. I need 593 more experience. Okay, and I can kick him out, so. Let's check the map. There's still a bit of an unexplored area here. I don't know what this is. I don't want to go through it and get stuck somewhere. A long ordeal. And I did just save, so let's travel a boot. Travel a boot. Another weapon. Fantastic. You there, leave me alone. Is this 64? Come on! This woman's corpse pauses in its trudging about. As you approach, you notice the number 114 is carved into her forehead. Her mouth has been sewn shut, but the threading is slowly coming loose and a faint moans issue from her lips. Well, I want to know what she's saying. I guess might as well just say this. Ugh. Alright. Well, I don't think that the search for 64 is going to amount to anything. Or 42. What was it? Not you. Not you either. Okay, so this map has now been traversed. I can go out the front gate, or I can go explore this thing. There's... No. Okay, over here. Great. Let's do that. Whee! Swing it up. Swing it in. Please. 331. What was the number, though? I just have such an amazing memory. 42. 42. Okay. I don't want to go look things up, but I do want to know if I can find number 42. So, Planescape, Torment, Mortuary, 42. I can't find worker number 42. Does anyone know where I can find them? I tried for so long to put Mort on those guys, if there's a way. I think number 42 was in a room upstairs in a corner, but they move around a bit. Hold on a sec. Yep, number 42 is in the top level. There is a note about him. He's a skeleton now. He was a zombie in the southern storage room of the third floor. He should be nearby, but I usually found him towards the top or the left-hand side of the map. He does walk around. What you need to do is talk to every skeleton until you find the right one. He's a little odd, and I think the number might be different. He has a new one now. but you will soon realize who he is. By the way, you can download a whole heap of walkthroughs and a tumult of other info right here. I don't want to walk through. Okay. Okay, he's on the top floor, wandering about. And I want to know what I put inside him in one of my previous lives, so I'm definitely going to go find him. And then I will go through the weird portal. Skeleton worker 748. According to the number chiseled above his brow, is odd only in that some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as the caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Pardon me, have you seen any skeletons walking around here? I have to ask, why the smock? How about the skeleton mort? The skeleton seems particularly old. The leather straps binding it together have cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. A rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both of its temples. Skeleton, zombie, zombie, skeleton, skeleton, zombie. I was promised that they were up here by a person that I do not know. It says that it wanders around. I'm not really seeing anything wandering around too much. Not really. So... Ooh, you're wandering around a bit. Who are you? Are you one that I already talked to? Oh! The skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead. A number of its bones, and a number of bones, mostly the jaws and the joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smock is draped over its body. I think this is the corpse I had a memory about. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest, and its fingers hook into its rib cage. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to its sides. The leather cords securing the skeleton's torso snap, and the rib cage folds outward like a pair of double doors. To your surprise, your hand vanishes inside, and it vanishes as you reach inside the rib cage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the rib cage, your hand bumps against an invisible object. It's about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates, and the iron bolts securing his joints clatter to the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. You can't imagine why someone would hide it inside the ribcage of a skeleton. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a hiss, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside the lump of iron. Okay, I'm nearly certain that my inventory is full, so... I've got my dagger, which is... a dagger. Rags. Okay. I'm gonna move these pages of nothingness onto the ground. I don't think I'm going to need them. I've got this hammer, which does 1 to 6 crushing, speed 6, weight 6. My pry bar is speed 4, weight 3, whatever that means. Not quite sure. Anyway, The rags can't be stacked. They're different. And the Sanctum key I've already used, but I'm going to keep it until I leave this place, I guess. Wooden club. Why? Why a wooden club? I wonder. 1 to 6 crushing, 4/3. Okay. Well, that's not what I hoped it would be, but at least I did it. And I know that I did it, and that's fun. Waka 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 over here. Waka over here. Here is where I walk. This is where I walk. Interesting.
This is it. I'm gone.
Pin's note. Pin's note. This note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Vaxis, if you are reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they're not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Rag Picker's Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Farid is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that the stone-faced dustmen at the Gathering Dust Bar Initiate Emmerich, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farid's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Farid's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Pin. Sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There is no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. Okay. Alright. Well, looks like we made it out of the mortuary.
Done.
It's good. Pox. Dustpan. This must be the mortuary entrance. There are dustmen everywhere. The door has been sealed. Ingress means to leave. Pretty sure. You see a haggard woman wrapped in rags. Her hair is disheveled and dirty, and her complexion is extremely dark. Burns cover her arms, and her right hand is a fused lump of flesh. It looks melted, like wax exposed to a great heat.
Updated my journal.
What is it you want me? You want me? The woman's accent is thick, and you are having difficulty making out what she's saying. You want me to leave? Not leave in this city, so I'm not. I can't. Tried, and it's not a city, it's a prison to everywhere. There's worlds, there's her eyes gleam madly, plains that be sinking sands, fields thirsty nettles be, slightless worlds where your limbs are given life. This is hard to read. Are given life and hate, cities of dust whose people are dust and whisper ash, the house without doors, the twilit lands, the singing winds. She starts to sob quietly, and she seems all out of tears, and shadows, terrible shadows there be. Where are these places? Where's them places? She flings the lump on her right hand in an arc, gesturing at the cityscape. They's all here, doors, here to everywhere. You're not knowing this? She squints at you, and her teeth start chattering. Tell you I will. Beware every space you walk through or touch in this thrice cursed city. Doors, gates, arches, windows, pictures, frames, and open mouth of a statue. The spaces between shelves. Beware any space bound on all sides. All these are doors to other places. Every door has a key, it does, and with this key, they show their true nature. An arch becomes a portal, a picture frame becomes a portal, and windows becomes a portal, all eager to take you somewhere else. They steal you away. She raises the lump of her right hand, and sometimes what's on the other side takes part of you as a tithe. The keys number as many as the doors of the city. Every door a key, every key a door. Her teeth start chattering again, as if she is cold. And a key is anything. It may be an emotion, an iron nail held between your second and fifth fingers. So like, wait, what? Okay. A thought 3 times, then thought once in reverse. Or it may be a glass rose.
Updated my journal.
Her teeth start chattering. Yes, can't leave.
Updated my journal.
She seems to calm slightly, and her eyes take 1,000 league stare. Came from a place else from here, almost a lifetime ago. Hummed a tune by a glade with 2 dead trees, and had fallen together. A brilliant door opened in the space between the cross trees, showed me this city on the other side. I stepped through, ended here. Tried. She tries to sob again, but no tears come. Tried. All doors here lead to other places. She shoulders and grips her melted right hand. Went through thrice 10 portals, and some a purpose, some a accident, none of them right. Can't find way back. Can't even leave here, the square, and there is the place of death behind. Oh, anything could be a door. 30 years. Walk through any door in 30 years. If you're gone here, there must be a way. It's only a matter of finding it. To be too afraid to walk through any door. That's how mad are you? She smiles. Her teeth aren't chattering because she is cold. They are moving around inside her mouth, her gums twisting as the teeth shift about. They rise and recede as you watch, chattering as they rattle inside against each other.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Ingress wants to leave. Imagine that. Shalandra. I think the spell works. Spell goes like this. Spell, spell, spell.
All right.
Blast. I almost had it that time. Don't you know it's dangerous to interrupt spellcasters while they're evoking a spell? Luckily for you, I was only practicing. Well, what is it you want? Well, that was an intense conversation. Okay. Bane the Cinder. Harlot. Harlot, the Post. The Post. I remember somebody mentioning the Post. She talks. Okay, let's... No, 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 no. Okay, hang on. Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom really bad, and no one's watching, so I'm just gonna take my save and quit. I'll come back to this later. Goodbye.